tonight. How impressive was that, the way he was finding everybody in your offense?
Oh, I mean, I got phone calls, from like guys just. I mean, I think it was phenomenal. I mean, his whole game, his rebounding, his defense was very good. But he's a great passer, and what he does is, I mean, again, you would only know it if you watch film, but every night his presence on the floor, and Mo can become the same way. It's his ability to shoot, create space. But the other one, everybody talks about range shooting bigs. The second piece is the passing, okay? Because what a range shooter does is create space to cut into. And then when you have a guy like him who can make the passes into those type of cuts, it's an added dimension to your offense, and it's obviously one that we have to learn to utilize as much as we can.
Is that that description that you gave of Vooch, in many ways, people say similar things about Al Horford.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
How much of a challenge does he present to a team, even though he doesn't necessarily get a bunch of points and do a lot of the statistical stuff that jumps out at you?
I would say that, I don't know him at all, but just having watched him over the years, I would say that if you're a teammate, you love playing with him, he makes the right play, he plays in a way to help his teammates play at both ends of the floor, and he's an intangible guy. You watch him and you say, that guy wants to win. So I would think that within their locker room and for their coaching staff, that he has incredible respect for what he brings to any team.
Boston seems to have one of the deepest teams in the league. How tough is it when they can come at you with 9, 10 really good players?
Oh, no question. No. And they're they're so purposeful to me in how they play at both ends of the floor. You watch them play and everything makes sense. So no question. And their depth is, especially in this league, 82 games, depth is a big deal.
What have you seen from Mo so far, particularly as a three-point shooter? I know he shot a little bit in college, but
yeah, no, I think that he can shoot, and he's also. I think people will see as we get going here, and as he gets more and more comfortable, he can also pass. I think that's the other piece. He had a very nice pass the other night playing with Vooch, actually 2 of them, and that's one of the reasons why I think as we keep going, they can play together. He has high IQ. And he's very poised on the floor. So, I mean, he's like any younger guy. I mean, it's going to take him some time to get used to all of it, the back-to-backs and the travel and how, a coverage is one way one night and it's different the next night. The things that you can really only learn by going through it.
You talked about sort of containing his minutes and developing him slowly. Is that something that you revisit?
I want to make sure you understand. It's not like he's not playing. He's playing big minutes. I mean, what I'm saying is when people talk about like starting, he's not going to be ready this year physically to play 32 minutes. Just not. That's not his body nor that. He is playing big minutes. He's a huge part of our team, and if we're going to be good, we need both of those guys. But that would be, in my opinion, a misconception because he is going to play a lot, and he's a big part of things. It's just that. Again, at his age, for where he's at physically, he's not capable of playing 30 minutes.
As a coach who's been around this league for a while, you understand patience and the need to have that. But as a 19-year-old kid coming into the NBA, how has he embraced what we're talking about, which is being patient and waiting for your time to come?
Oh, I think he has a great attitude. I mean, I think that from what I see is, in practice, in the games, is he understands, I think, totally where he's at. Listen now, he's very, very bright. You're talking about a guy, he had minute restrictions in summer league. So, I mean, he understands where he's at. And the thing that I love about him is that what he's trying to do is take advantage of the minutes that he gets. And he's inquisitive. He badly wants to do well. But he has incredible potential. So, I mean, there's nothing not to like.
What was your thinking in the last game with the second-string point guard role in the second half? You played Briscoe as opposed to Grant. Was it the turnover over?
Oh no, I wouldn't. Oh God, I would never do it over one thing. I just think it was our first back-to-back. We had some energy issues there with that second group in the first half. And I think Isaiah is the kind of guy that will always be ready. And so sometimes you just throw a guy in there and see if he can provide a spark. That's all.
How'd you like Briscoe?
What's that?
How'd you like Briscoe's play?
I thought he did fine. I mean, it was his first NBA game. I love the fact that he badly wants to play, and yet he got a great attitude about it. He's doing a ton of extra work, and he knows his time will come. I mean, over 82 games, they're all going to get a chance to be out there and play big minutes. So he has got the right attitude also.
It's still early in the season, obviously, very small sample to work with, but it seems across the league, scoring is really, really up. What do you attribute that to, just from what you're seeing?
I just think everybody's playing more skill on the floor. It's not like, there's all these new concepts. No, you know what I mean? The difference is this, is I do think there's more flash game. There's more just hit the big, cut off them, okay? But it's all a result of how many offensive players you put on the floor. So I think that as everybody's trying to play lineups where everybody can shoot threes, what does it do? It opens up the floor. I mean, I think it's as simple as that. And it makes defense, you used to be able to load up your defense where you could help so much off the weak side of the floor. Now, to me, all your coverages, you have to be able to defend on that side of the floor. And when you ever sit down and try to think about it, it makes the whole game so much tougher defensively. And it's also why you have to have two-way players. You've got to have two-way players. You've got to have guys, listen, unless you're like 25 a night, you've got to be able to defend,
And it seems it's a little bit trickier to defend now with the way they're calling the game.
Well, that's a big part of it. And they want more freedom of movement, right. So they're calling all the wraps and the stuff like that, the bad holding, grabbing off the ball, and that's making it harder too, no question.
And as a coach, when you're